If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant.
All right, the fourth time is the charm, and it's still not where I want it to be, but at least we are on the air. I'm still a little bit flabbergasted by what I just saw happen on the chamber. Man, I will tell you this. That was not one of the things I saw coming. For those that did not watch it, if you're just tuning into the show here now and you did not tune in, I apologize. We're just going to tell you what exactly happened here. But John Cena, the heel turn, and not the heel turn that he did when he was WWE champion, but an actual heel turn takes place at Elimination Chamber, his final year of wrestling. And now I'm wondering if this is all just, if it really is his final year, or if this was all part of the foundation, laying it to where it's like, oh, everybody, John Cena's final thing, and then he does this. And Sammy, you join me here tonight. What were your thoughts of this? And by the way, I will tell you this much now. Josh did call it on X when we were going back and forth. Right before it happened, he said Cena's going to sell his soul. And I was like, I don't know, but he was right.
Well, that was really unexpected. I've been told by so many people, friends of mine that watch wrestling, well, what if John Cena turns heel? I said, that's no way. In his final year, he's going to turn heel. I don't see that happening. He had so many opportunities for that to happen. And for happening tonight, I'm still in awe. I'm still in shock. But I'll tell you what. Uh, you can see, you knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
But you will still wonder what's going to happen. If Seth Rollins is going to turn heel, someone else. There were rumors of even David Priest turning heel tonight. So, you, I'm still I don't know what happened tonight. It was a good turn. It was intense. That's what you would expect for the road to WrestleMania. That intensity. What happened last year. To find a way to max that out, I think they did a pretty good job tonight. What happened?
Yeah, it was odd for me to, again, like you said, because I did my predictions and I said, I predicted it was going to be CM Punk or Seth Rollins. I thought would be the ones that kind of sold out because that's what they do, right? Their whole thing is they kind of sell out. Damian Priest the same way, but he's kind of gearing more there. Drew McIntyre, another one. Logan Paul, I didn't know was ready for that spot, but the other guys in the match was kind of like, okay, Cody turns them down, and one of those guys come back in, and man, I really did not expect John Cena to be the one. And now, you know what I would love to happen right now? I would love for him to come out and call himself Hollywood Cena. Because that's what this reminds me of. That the Bash at the Beach, when you're like, okay, Hulk Hogan's coming out. I remember Dusty Rhodes saying, but whose side's he on? Or no, Bobby Heenan said, whose side's he on? And Dusty goes, Hulk Hogan's on ours. And then he drops the leg on Macho Man. And it's the same thing that happened tonight when Michael Cole's like, Cena, you has to stoop to this shit. It felt like real raw emotion coming from everything. And that goes throughout the night. That was kind of a theme throughout the night because even with, and we'll get into the other matches, but there was a time.
The show started with that.
Man. I mean,
find a way to take Naomi out. That's still that story is still untold. We still don't know what's going to happen. But,
I can tell you now.
That's the told for the whole evening.
No, the whole story wasn't told right there. But I tweeted out right before, and Karun, appreciate you. Adrian's in already. Josh is in, telling me that he was right, of course. Which, and my dad's in as well. So appreciate everybody that there, and everybody on X. If you're watching us on X, appreciate you if you share it out there, and then also check us out on the Stanley Media House YouTube channel, and then also make sure you check out Finn's TV for Sammy as well, and also the Rainy Day Podcast. I was trying to get Adrian on, but he's working, so make sure you check out the Rainy Day Podcast as well. So we'll hit them all right here, right now, and then also the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel. He's working, so normally he would be here with us as well.
He's always grinding.
Yeah, and man, it's so funny to me, man. I want to start and go back, but it's just like it's just still sitting there about the damn the Cena heel turn, because like I'll tell you now, man, when he gave him the hug, showed Cena's face on the, I was like, this is Hollywood, man.
Yes.
This is Hollywood. And then you look at The Rock, and then he gave the slash, and I was like, son of a bitch, they got me.
But in the age where kayfabe is basically dead, to find a way to shock and awe, that's still rare. Like you said, the NWO was one of those rare shocks from the 90s, but it's been so long since we got one of the curveball that you didn't expect, because for the longest time, again, Cena would not turn heel.
Yeah, man.
So he has so many opportunities all over the years, and he didn't. So for him to, in the last road to rest, for the last road to the end of his career.
Yeah, it almost feels like,
of course,
like he's going to come up short, right? He's going to come up short against Cody, right?
End his career as a heel. We don't expect that, but still,
that's what I kind of think. Like he's going to lose to Cody, and then he's going to realize, like, what the hell did I do this for? I sold my soul to The Rock for what?
Mm-hmm.
and then it starts the
redemption story all the way
type
to the
thing
final match of
to where he ends. But again, you're talking about storytelling, because again, when I saw, because Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp, they kind of send out a tweet kind of doing the rundown, the refs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And at the beginning, they had the Cody match right before, or no, it was the women's elimination. It was the tag team match. It was Cody and Rock, then Sammy KO, then the men's.
Mm-hmm.
And then as it started changing, they made a change, and it looked like The Rock and them might end the show, and I was like, well, something big is happening then.
Yeah.
Because you're not putting them dead last if nothing's happening. And then I noticed, and then I thought it was odd because Cena's in the ring, and then Cody's music hits, and I'm like, okay, they're just gonna give us a face-to-face of Cena, Cody, and then Cody will call out The Rock or whatever. It felt like that whole ending was kind of like, then The Rock's music hits, then it's Travis Scott, then his music, the newer music hits, and he comes out, and then it's like, okay, let's see where this is going. And then like Cena sold it all the way till when he gave him the hug.
Yes.
He was parading around doing the whole damn Cena stuff and getting the fans going and I was just like, and then the face that I'm probably gonna have nightmares of that, because that's like the Shining type thing. He hugs Cody, smiling to his face. As soon as he looks at The Rock, it just got serious, and I was like, damn it, Josh was right. He's never right, but he's right this time. I'm just kidding, Josh, but and then, man, dude, it was just like it was cinema, man. It was a movie at the end. It really was, and it was nothing what I thought it was going to be, but it was so much better.
Yeah,
than what I thought it. Because I think if you just did the same old and it was Punk or Seth Rollins, yeah, that's going to be a cool little story going into WrestleMania. But now I think you've made a whole nother story for Cena when if this fails, or if he sells it and he wins. I don't know what the plans are, but now he gets a redemption tour if this doesn't work out, and he realizes, what the hell did I do this for? I turned heel. Because remember, it was say your prayers, eat your vitamins, then Hogan turned. It's hustle, loyalty, respect, and now Cena turns. And it's like, oh, man, wow.
And what makes it even more unexpected is that Hogan passed the torch to Rock at WrestleMania. Rock passed the torch to Cena at WrestleMania. So the expectation is, of course, Cena's going to pass the torch to Cody at WrestleMania. But that's what the swerve is so interesting, because is that going to happen? If he's going to start with redemption that night at WrestleMania, is he going to win, or will we get it later? So many answers. When you have questions, too many answers not pending.
Yeah,
it's great for wrestling, because that's the way you keep you into wrestling.
And to be honest, he made a lot more questions and things they had answers throughout the night.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's start with the beginning of the night. Hell, let's just jump in there. The Elimination Chamber goes to start, and Jade Cargill makes her return. And I saw Stephanie Hypes on X. If you don't follow her, I would follow her. She's real good with some things, and she talks a lot of wrestling and stuff like that. But she posts out a thing when Jade walks in, like it's the WWE clipping of that post, and it looks like Liv yells at her, "I didn't do it." And I swear to you, when I looked at Jade's lips, it looks like she mouths, "I know you didn't do it." And then she starts walking toward her, and then she turns and goes after Naomi. Mm-hmm. And then if you watch that same part, Naomi looks back at Bianca, and Bianca starts going crazy, looking down the aisle like, oh, it's Jade. Wait a minute. So again, I still think this isn't settled. It's just started.
Absolutely. Again, like you said before, the opening match set the tone for the night.
Yeah.
Jade Carter coming out is. I never thought Naomi did it. I think probably Bianca did it, and the swerve is still coming. Are we gonna get a triple threat match at WrestleMania to find a way to protect Jade Cargill and have it that way? And I don't know. Of course, she's supposed to wrestle for the championship at WrestleMania, but someone is first. I don't know what happened anymore, but it wasn't an entertaining match. Of course, it came down to Liv Morgan and Bianca Belair. They were the two favorites. So for for Bianca to win is really really good. But we get Io Sky Monday night on Raw, and
Yeah.
she was my favorite to win the chamber, and she wasn't even in it. So we'll see what happens now. It was certainly interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to me on. Oh, I lost everybody. Did I? Okay, you're
I'm
back.
here.
All right, never mind. No, I lost my whole screen. Like it just went jet
that
black
happens.
out of nowhere. But
That can be scary.
yeah, no, I was just like, okay, I can hear everything still, so I guess I'm good. But the one thing I noticed was you had in this match, and hold on a minute, I made some notes here, so I got to go back here to my handy dandy notebook. So you had Liv eliminated Bailey, Alexa ended up pinning Roxanne, then Liv pinned Alexa, and then of course Bianca wins the match. But I was wondering if the music for Jade was going to hit again. Honestly, I was like, okay, let's see. Because I don't think it's going to be a triple threat match. I think what's going to happen is that they're going to play it out like Bianca doesn't know anything. This is my personal opinion.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to play out this way to WrestleMania, where Bianca's going to feel like betrayed maybe by Naomi, stay on Jade's side a little bit. And then I think you're going to get Jade against Naomi at WrestleMania.
Okay.
And then I think Bianca makes her move. But then I think Jade is going to end up costing her title match with Rhea. And then you'll feud into Bianca Jade, just because I don't think that the Bianca Jade has enough time. I mean, you got 49 days. So, could you do something in that time frame? But you've already put Bianca in the title match, and I just don't think a returning Jade should get thrown right into a title match after you just win Elimination Chamber. There's no way to fit her
to justify
into
it. Of course, if they did not do it for Alexa Bliss, why would they do it for her? So she's a big star. But then again, so many swerves. I don't know where to go with this.
And again, Adrian saying Bianca didn't know, and I'm like, I don't know which way they're going to go, man. I don't. But again, that's the thing that I love about what's going on right now is there's so many. Usually at WrestleMania, you pretty much know the matches. You can look at them and kind of figure out where they're going. I think tonight helped out a lot. Don't get me wrong, because I think you're going to end up getting Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest somehow. I think you're going to get KO and RKO, Randy Orton against Kevin Owens. I think you're ultimately going to get Jade and Naomi, I believe, or some sort of match there. We know, of course, Bianca takes on Rhea. We know Cody and John Cena now. I don't know. I'm still up in the air with the whole Seth Rollins thing because I honestly thought it would be a returning Roman Reigns. But with the way he screwed CM Punk tonight, do you go back to that triple threat?
I still think so. I still think that they have to find a way
to
have that triple threat. That probably going to be when they went 9-1 even. So I'll be sure that's not the main event of night one. Going back to Bianca Belair, I don't think she's play a heel on since being on the main roster. She was so good as a heel on NXT.
NXT,
so,
yeah. Well, I think at the beginning when she first came in, I wouldn't say she was a heel, but she was kind of in the gray area where she had an attitude. But then I think the fans reacted to her babyface way that they end up making her a babyface. And so I'm very interested to see what's being said at like all these press conferences. They just talked to Bianca. So I'm very interested to see what was actually said to during some of these things. What did you think of the Trish Tiffany match? Like, I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. I thought Trish got her flowers in front of her hometown and her kids. I thought it was a right move to have Tiffany pick up the win to look strong heading into WrestleMania. Trish Stratus didn't need the win, but I didn't think anything was great about it. I just thought it was a okay match there. And honestly, I thought maybe it went a little long.
Yeah, it felt very, very long. Of course, Trish Stratus in Canada, that's the main reason why. And you know, for Tiffany Stratton to get that win, that was needed. So no road to WrestleMania. She basically ended that feud. So it's good for going forward. But it wasn't a bathroom break kind of match because of course they all are so over.
Yeah.
But again, we gotta live without it. But for what it was okay.
Yeah, it was one of those matches that where I believe it was more for, like you had so many every other match was really high stakes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was KO and Sammy, which we'll get into next, but that match was, and again, I know I'm not saying that was the bathroom break match because everybody wasn't, but that was the time where if you were going to do it, that was probably the match, to be honest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, it felt like you could really on the money on that. It felt like a long match just because we were so many expectations for what was coming next that you were like, okay, let's move on. Let's get this
That's
back
probably
to
what it was too. It
WrestleMania,
probably
to
wasn't
Rock,
even. I got to
and
look
to
at the
Sami
time
Zayn,
because it
and
probably wasn't as long as I think it is. But like you're saying, I'm like, hey, because to be honest, I thought the Rock Cody was after that, going off of what I had seen. So I was really looking forward to, okay, let's shift this way. So, and then Karun also added Cena helped Rhodes in last year's WrestleMania, which adds to the confusion. It's going to be but again, the whole thing was my at least my thought process was if Cody wasn't going to sell his soul, The Rock was going to find somebody. And and I think nobody thought it was going to be John Cena.
Yeah, you would expect the winner to sell his soul, but
I
with
mean,
John Cena being the case, like, not John Cena. But
yeah, I guess maybe that's the thing too. Is like when John Cena won, it's like, okay, what the hell are they going to do here?
Yeah.
And the one thing that kept coming back to me, and again, other people that have written in, was CM Punk still has the favor. So what if the favor was Roman take out The Rock to get CM Punk into the match somehow, and now you make it a triple threat? But like, I don't feel like that can happen now because like it doesn't make sense. Why would The Rock want anybody else added into this match? He said he wants it all. He wants Cody's. The whole thing is to get basically everything Cody has. So it would make no sense to add CM Punk into that match now, like to me. And again, I don't know. Reminds me of Triple H Plan B when Seth turned on the Shield. Yeah.
I have so many doubts because it seems like I'm sorry, Cena was hitting Cody with the watch, right?
Yes.
That's the watch that the night before WrestleMania last year he hugged him and gave it to the hand, and probably we didn't know what it was. So if you tell me that was they planned this all along, I will tell you they're lying because I think that they find a way to swear because the tickets were at WrestleMania Las Vegas and they need to make it so more interesting. But again, time will tell. They probably have a documentary to tell us what really happened that released last year. But
oh no, yeah, there's gonna be something going on because again, the watch was made a spectacle on the whole thing when he's punching him because even Cole says, "Oh, he's using brass knucks," and I believe it was Pat McAfee said, "No, Cole, that's a Rolex."
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's going to be an interesting way to see. Man, again, it's going to be so much. And then you saw the KO and Sammy match was just barbaric, honestly. For a WWE match, it reminded me of a Kevin Steen, El Generico, Ring of Honor style back in the day match. That's what they did. They just put it all out there and just used everything they could find.
I'm on a trip outside my home, and my daughter is with me, and she sometimes watches wrestling with me since she was little. She watched that match with me, like she was interested, and she says, "Make it stop!" They keep hitting each other. But I'm gonna continue. But keep going. Make it stop. Make it stop. And then Randy Orton again saying, "I was like, whoa! Finally, someone find a way to stop this." But
yeah,
again,
and I love the way
they throw the clock back with that match. Very physical match. There's so much. They're great friends, but they have so great chemistry in the ring. So
yeah, well, you can tell that they trust each other, man, and that's what makes good matches because you're not worried about anything. You're just like, hey, if you lay it in, you hit me hard. I know it's not on whatever. We're just making it. We're out here to make this look as good as we can. And to be honest, I didn't think Sammy was going to lose. I
I
felt
expect Sammy to win.
yeah, I
I'll be
thought Sammy
honest.
was going to win. Honestly, I was like, okay, this will be Sammy's kind of lead up to a WrestleMania type thing, and KO as a heel can recover from it quicker
Yes.
than Sammy losing it. But I
Sammy
didn't.
needed to win more, basically.
Yes,
So
I
I
felt
expected
that
Sammy
way
to win.
because to
That's
me,
why.
what they did basically was they took Sammy out of WrestleMania,
Yes.
unless he comes in and helps Orton against KO like a run-in type thing. But he's definitely not got a match. There's no way he comes back in 49 days after that ass kicking and goes. But I did like, and the other thing too, and I forgot to put this in the notes. Didn't you like how in the women's match, uh, Naomi and Bianca were in all white, and then when Jade's music hits, she comes up in the all black.
Yes.
I was like, man, that's a good touch. It's a good touch.
They're sending message. Of course, basically what they say, I'm the one who was left behind. I'm the one, and it was said like this week, like Jay Cargill was in one of the probably a podcast. She had an interview, and she said in the podcast that Bianca Belair had not returned her messages or her calls, so they will be planting all this. Hey, happy birthday!
Oh, what is that? Birthday? You got a birthday? Is it
I
your
don't
birthday?
know. I don't remember those balloons.
Is it your birthday?
No, it's not my birthday, but let's celebrate.
Was that something that I did, or is that something
Yeah,
you did?
probably. You probably.
I didn't
That
touch
platform has so
anything.
much
Hey,
stuff that
happy
probably
birthday, man.
confetti
Happy
was
birthday.
gonna
If anybody gives us the balloons, we appreciate you.
Thank you very much. So she said that Bianca Belair has not returned her calls or her text, so they've been planting the seeds
Yeah.
all week.
Yeah,
Everybody's
no,
laughing
definitely,
over
yeah.
the balloons.
Yeah, and then the KO Sammy match, man. I love the way the announcers just painted the picture, man. It started out Wade Barrett, he's always the heel guy. He's always going for the heels, and he was on KO's side. And as he got further and further out of control, he starts changing. Where he's like, "This is even disgusting me now because of what's going on and this and that." And
Make it stop.
yeah, and it was one of those things to where like the soundtrack of the match lended perfectly to that. I mean, even to when was it Cole? I forgot when they just kept saying like, "Let's end it now, let's end it now," and everybody was just like, "Man, dude, it's amazing to me how much."
When the guys from the security came in,
Oh god,
I said to my brother, "Oh, they're getting beat out.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen again." You can see in the face they're gonna get beat.
yeah, the
And of course,
RKO party after that, and
KO
they
kind of
brought
beat
the
him up,
punt
but
back too, man.
something big was gonna happen. So I didn't expect Randy Orton to came out. I didn't.
No, I didn't.
My
I
mind,
didn't.
But you know something big was gonna happen.
Yeah, you figured something was going to happen. But after, again, you had Jade Cargill return tonight. You had Randy Orton return tonight. So now you've got, you're starting to bring back up the card and everything else there. The men's elimination chamber match, it
felt long for me. It felt really long.
It felt long until it got to the end.
Yeah.
It felt like it dragged out. Although the women's
it felt
match,
long, and then they finished just like that.
yeah, the women's match though, everybody was in before anybody got eliminated.
Yes.
It was not that way in the men's match. I found it odd that Drew McIntyre, who was a betting favorite, if you're into that kind of betting on wrestling, he was the odds-on winner to win this, and they eliminated him first. And it's by a roll-up by Damian because he turned his focus, again, like he always does. He turned his focus to whatever, and then he got rolled up. 1, 2, 3, again, continuing on this story with the Drew McIntyre character. And then also, during this match, too, the same thing happens to Seth Rollins. He takes his eye off the prize, and he pays for it.
Drew McIntyre is over forever, probably for the last 10 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Premium live events. Since he got resigned, he's in a loser's streak like I've never seen before. But they do that kind of stuff. You take the losers now, and you're probably going to get the reward at the end. So, but Drew McIntyre is so good, so intense. But they make it lose in so many goofy ways, and so he gets desperate, he loses his focus, and that's why he does it. So sometimes it might bother to me, but they're probably going somewhere with this. So they might make him a face turn, and when he gets his face turn, he's gonna pile a lot of wins and probably a championship or two.
Yeah, it'll go right back up to the champion. But I think right now it's going to lead to, I
Match with
believe,
Damian Priest.
with the way a match with Damian Priest at WrestleMania, just the way
Yes.
that ended was just kind of like,
He's winning that one.
yeah. I think that's going to be, maybe his start. Actually, no, I don't think he wins it. I think
I
that'll
think
be
he wins that one.
no, but I think that'll be his downward spiral. If you can't beat Damian Priest, then you're going to almost get to ground zero. Basically, is how it's going to get to, and then you get to start winning back up. I mean, again, we'll see how it goes. I love the ending of the match as far as with the way, they double team Rollins to eliminate him, and then he's slowly making his way out. He goes for the STFU. Punk gets to the ropes, kind of leaning over the stomp, and then Cena did not hesitate. And that was the one thing too where I looked at, I was like, that's a little different on Cena. He didn't hesitate.
Yeah.
He went right after Punk.
He seemed desperate. Like, he was like, oh, this is my chance. And he went desperate and finally.
And the one thing too is I thought I heard why he had the STF, like, I'm sorry. I thought him said I'm sorry to CM Punk. It felt like he said I'm sorry, but it's like, hey, you know what? It's one of those things where you got to do what you got to do if you want to get to that match, and it's going to be an interesting Raw this week.
Absolutely.
You've got what now? We got 7 weeks to WrestleMania.
It's a long road.
It's a long road to WrestleMania.
All the way to 7 weeks is way too long.
Yeah, I hope
they're going to keep moving WrestleMania farther and farther away. They're probably going to move it into Maine. There were reports last year that might probably move it to Maine.
Well, they're moving it back to the beginning of April, I think, next week in New Orleans. In New Orleans, I believe it's back.
They didn't want to concede with March Madness and so many events on that.
Yeah, well, that and then also there's a lot going on in Vegas.
Find a way to a sweet spot. So.
Yeah, during the beginning of April, there's a lot going on in Vegas too. So I don't think they wanted to defend, against that. And it's going to be interesting too because you saw it tonight. They've joined with the PBR. They're doing a thing. It's PBR, UFC, and a Raw ticket in Kansas City. Like the TKO is doing it all.
For those of us who don't know what's PBR, that's pro bowling something.
Pro bull riding.
Bull riding. Okay.
Yeah, TKO purchased the PBR, the bull riding tour also.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. And then Karun says, so right, Sean, I noticed that too. He didn't even look remorseful. He didn't. It looked like, it's funny too because he didn't look remorseful and he was doing this, he did his whole things like this. And they showed him with the fireworks, and it, it's funny now looking back at it, like he wasn't doing the real like Cena stuff when he didn't run to the rope and then throw it up. He just kind of stood there, And now looking back on everything, I guess you can kind of say they were kind of throwing that out there, but no, I wasn't picking up on it. I mean, maybe there was others out there, but I honestly. I could sit here all day and say, oh, I would have loved this. I'd love the Cena turn, but I never would have thought they pulled the actual, push the button to do it. I always wanted a Cena heel turn. I wanted to see how that would look and how it would go. And I honestly think with him and The Rock and with the way that this could be something good. I mean, I don't know how long it goes because I agree with you and what we said earlier about being a redemption tour at the end.
Yes.
I don't think he goes heel all the way to the end, but how long could he go heel for?
You know what's interesting? I still don't get whether those Rock Fist makes this place into all this story, but every single guy who helped John Cena last year has found a way to be disappointed. I'm sorry, who helped Cody last year to beat Roman Reigns has found a way to be disappointed.
Yeah.
With Cody Rhodes, from Seth Rollins to everybody else. So probably John Cena again, like we all help you, and then you find a way to forget all that and to find a way to. Make
the only one that hasn't, right, was Sami Zayn and Jey Uso.
Kevin Owens.
Sami are the only two that haven't had an issue with them.
Yeah, everybody has an issue. The only one was left was John Cena. So we'll see if that comes into the play eventually later. But Cody, I'm a huge Cody supporter, but Cody lied his bet, and now he put himself in this situation.
Yeah.
When he find a way to help Roman Reigns. So everybody's mad at him. Probably that's going to be the story. I don't know how Rock fits, what Rock's plays into it, but everybody's mad at Cody Rhodes for having Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but it's the story within the story, though, right? I mean, that's what's making this so good is, like, yes, the bloodline story's kind of dissolved down as far as it being about them, but there's so many little tentacles from the bloodline story. Like, if Jey Uso can win the title at WrestleMania, that still goes back to this whole bloodline story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the whole thing with Solo Sikoa now, like, I don't know what's going on with that and the Jacob Fatu thing.
I expect Jey Uso to win, and for that way to Roman fight his own jealousy that he doesn't win a WrestleMania. There's a triple threat. He probably is not going to win a WrestleMania. And Jey wins the title of WrestleMania, so now he's kind of envious. He's kind of jealous. He's trying to fight his way to turn heel again, and that's probably going to be a good story. And that puts Roman on Netflix. So it makes way too much for that to happen. So we'll see what happens on that.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of questions answered tonight, but they also gave you a lot of more different questions.
Yeah, that's what make it good. If you find a way to have more questions and keep you wondering and keep you interested, you did the right thing. So basically, a lot of people probably going to complain on the air right now and tomorrow all over media, but they did the right thing. We might not like him. If we've been a supporter of John Cena, and he's been, a face for a long time. He has so many opportunities to turn heel, and now you're going to turn heel. Probably there's going to be a lot of disappointed fans, but they did the right thing. They find a way to keep it.
Right now, I got 79% says the pay-per-view was an A on the poll
that finish helped helped a lot. Because if you take that out of the equation, probably it's a B minus kind of pay-per-view, probably C plus.
Yeah. I think again, like now that I look back on it, there's no way they end. I mean, yes, it got a pop in the stadium, but if you would have had the men's close out with Cena winning, I don't think it does the same thing. If the Cody segment isn't there, if the Cody segment was before that, it just doesn't go right because you don't have the whole kind of.
If they have that segment tomorrow on Raw, this pay-per-view doesn't have that segment.
Yeah, the pay-per-view doesn't have the thing. I agree with you. 100% on that. Adrian said Drew better not lose to Damian. I feel like I agree with what Sammy's saying, where he's going down a path to where, and you see it all the time with certain heels where they get to lose. They can't figure out how to win anymore. And then they start getting the sympathy and then they become one of the bigger baby faces. I mean, it happens all the time. It's the old adage in wrestling, if you want to turn a heel baby face, have them start losing every which way, roll-ups and not getting pinned by like big moves, but just losing matches. And then finally give them that one win or have another heel come out and call him a loser. And then he beats that guy, and then just boop, right back up the chain we go.
Yeah. Also, they need to find the right feud for Drew to get that sympathy. Damien Priest is not it, because they're still not gonna get the sympathy. But
I feel like that's
just gonna find a way.
Two guys on the card,
Kevin Owens or someone like that. They're gonna find a way.
Yeah, that's kind of like the match. Hey, let's get two guys on the card. Drew, Damien, you guys are gonna fight each other. Figure it out in there, make it work so we can run a story from that to that. And we got some time on SmackDown to make it work. So
and it continues the story of last year's WrestleMania when he was champion and the running for the cash in. So it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. They can play off that. Yeah, 100%. All right, for you, match of the night. I think I know where this is going, but
my match of the night, it will have to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for me. Well, probably was the best match, but the most interesting one. Intense, didn't feel long. Run smoothly, a lot of good spots. So for me, it has to be the chamber match felt way too long. At the end, like we said, it feels hurried. The women's chamber was really, really good. For me, it was probably even better. yeah, at least in the design and the way they control the match was better. Liv Morgan, if you ask me, again, as always, stole
Oh,
the show. We
oh,
haven't not talked about her enough.
her and Roxanne did very well in that case. To
Yeah,
me,
Roxanne Perez did very
those
well.
two, did exactly what they needed to do.
Yeah.
They attacked when they needed to attack, and they got thrown around like rag dolls when they needed to be thrown around like rag dolls. They were there for the baby.
What was your favorite match of the night?
Oh no, it was KO, Sam. That's why I said I think I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Favorite segment, of course, would be the ending one, just because it was one of those things to where it's like,
that's gonna be talked. That's gonna be talked for a long time.
Yeah, right.
Years from now, remember what happened.
This now is that moment they got last year, right before heading up. It was The Rock, Cody slapping The Rock.
Yeah, and then that was fabricated. They found a way to add it,
Yeah, well, they found a way
to add event
to make
because
that
they were losing hype. They did the same thing probably with this year, but they found a way to make it into the show. So that's better, even better for them. And with a big crowd, you get a whole different reaction. So it was really well done.
Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to watch Cena work as a heel, because like I felt like some of that stuff felt forced that he was doing. Like he doesn't feel like a heel to me. He doesn't, man. He's got to grow his hair out a little bit.
Long, and he wrestled a match like Thug Life a couple of years ago. Yeah. He was in New York. But it's been a long time since he's here. So he's gonna have to find a way to redefine this John Cena persona.
Yeah, he's got to get gruff.
He's gonna see something new, like The Rock did. So
he can't be that clean shaven guy. He can't be what he was tonight at WrestleMania. It just doesn't. It's just too clean, too clean for me to be like, oh.
There goes the merchandise, because they were gonna sell a lot of merchandise with that tour. So. At least for WrestleMania, if they don't find a way to
that is very
tour, they're gonna lose a lot of money. Probably.
The only way they can do it is if they do a shirt right now. You know how it says always, you can't see me. Make a shirt now. It says, "Bet you see me now."
If you see that, that's on you. Say copyright right now. Pending.
Because that's the only way you make money on this, right? Because it's you can't see me, and then now it's like, oh, bet your ass can see me now, or whatever you want to do there. But to me, I mean, this statement tonight, like, man,
it's one of those moments we're gonna be talking years from now. Remember this? If they find a way to make like you said, they have 7 weeks.
Yeah,
they have 7 weeks to make a huge impact. If they do it the right way on Netflix, probably not so much as SmackDown, but on Netflix, they might find a way to hype it up, because. There were reports that the ticket sales were going, like you said, a lot of events on Las Vegas, but the ticket sales had not been up to par. They rose the ticket prices to the roof.
Yeah.
There have been people saying that nosebleed section tickets for this WrestleMania cost more than a 5-event bundle a couple of years ago. That's insane. So they don't do it to make money. They need to find a way for it. So. They probably did the right thing, and at least they got me interested for sure.
Yeah, I feel like this was the way they wanted to. They wanted to end this pay-per-view, man, and then, like, again, kudos to whoever decided to pull the string. Hey, Cheyenne, how you doing? Because again, this isn't this had to have been discussed. This didn't just happen like Cena shows up tonight and is like, "Hey, I'm going heel." Like, this has been talked about. This has been worked out. This has been, and it goes back to the whole thing where because again, if you read a lot of the stories and the dirt sheets and all this stuff, The Rock came in and a lot of stuff was changed last minute on the last SmackDown. I'm not so sure about all of this, because this isn't just a decision that you make spur of the moment. This is planned out and thought about, because for what you said, how do you sell merchandise that says hustle, loyalty, respect when you're heel now? Like, that doesn't sell. So they had to have had this thought out for a while. And again, when you look at the two guys now, you've got The Rock and you got Cena together, who have been the best of enemies, right? They learned how to respect each other in their matches they had. Then Cena goes to Hollywood and is like, now I understand I was ignorant when I called The Rock, a part-timer because I didn't understand that if he wrestles and gets hurt, all these people are out of a job because they can't film and all this stuff. And you start getting all of this stuff kind of together, and now you start seeing it morph into them as it's almost like Hollywood versus WWE in a way.
That's gonna be key because one thing is to turn on Cody Rhodes, another thing is to turn on the fans. So it's gonna be interesting what they do because of course Hulk Hogan not only turned on Randy Savage and WCW, he turned on the fans.
Yeah.
Tonight, John Cena found a way to turn on Cody Rhodes probably because he doesn't lose his championship. And he need he wants to be the greatest of all time, and he needs to find a way to win the championship. But to turn on the fans, if he comes out on Raw or SmackDown a couple of weeks from now and say, I did all for you, and you always with me, all that stuff, and find a way to aggravate the fans, it's gonna add a huge other layer. But again, it's about the money. So if he does that, he needs to find a good gimmick to sell all the T-shirts he would have sold with the last tour of Love, Hustle, Loyalty, Respect. So
yeah. And ultimately, we said it. I think this leads to a redemption tour, and we'll see how that goes further down the aisle. Sammy, I want to thank you for being on with me tonight. I know you're out, so I appreciate the time that you gave me. Let them know how they can get a hold of you and follow you and get all your stuff.
Well, on X at Fins TV, and on YouTube at youtube.com/@FinsTV_.
All right. And Karun says, did you guys see? And I did see that. And the funny thing about it was the talk was they were worried about selling merchandise. That's why they didn't go heel last time, like a decade ago, because he was the mover. And now I guess you look at it, you got Jey Uso kind of as the mover. And again, because Cena is really a part-timer now, however you want to look at that, he's not necessarily everything. Back then, he was the money maker. So you couldn't just turn him in. And unfortunately,
he was a cash cow. For a while, there was still Cena and nobody else.
And there was no other cash cow either. That was the problem. You had Cena and really nobody else for a while. And then you had Roman kind of come in now. And then you kind of had, you had a little supporting cast with Roman. But now you're starting to see more guys, up through the things. And it's little things that are catching on with people. It's the yeets, it's the dumb stuff, man. But I appreciate each and every one of you watching on Stanley Media _11 on X. If you're watching on the Sports Talk with Sean Stanley on Twitch, and of course, if you got us on the Stanley Media House Network Facebook page, please jump over to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, Stanley Media House Network. Appreciate each and every one of you. Sammy, appreciate you. Adrian, appreciate you. Make sure you check out the Rainy Day Podcast. Cheyenne, always appreciate you. Karun, appreciate you. As always, Josh was in. My dad was in, and appreciate each and every one of you tuned in tonight. Don't forget, right now, the Elimination Chamber press conference is going on. Triple H has been talking forever. Bianca Belair talked earlier. The Rock is scheduled to come on here soon. So, in the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the sun, shine state.